children, greetings from Indian Community School, Kuwait. Let's see one shot and board exam tips for CBSE Grade 12 Applied Mathematics. Let's begin with question paper format and time management. You all aware of the question paper format. We have 5 sections. Section A contains 18 MCQs with 2 assertion and reason questions. Here, spend 2 minutes for each mark. Like that, you have to calculate throughout the 80 marks. So in that way, try to complete MCQs in maximum 40 minutes. 20 marks complete in 40 minutes, and section B 10 marks complete in 20 minutes, section C 18 marks complete in 36 minutes, and section D 20 marks complete in 40 minutes. And case study, you have 3 questions, each 4 marks, try to complete in 24 minutes. So you will get 20 minutes extra timing. 5 minutes you can adjust with all the here and there, you can adjust, and 15 minutes at least keep for your revising your graph, calculations, and any incomplete calculation. If there is anything, you can recheck the paper. Unit-wise marks distributions. This is prepared as per our blueprint given from the CBSE. But last year paper, a little here and there deviations was there, but that is negligible, no problem, like 1 or 2 marks only. Anyway, this is displayed here as per the CBSE blueprint. Let's just go through that. Important general tips. Don't hesitate to approach the invigilator for log or anti-log tables, especially when the higher exponent value is not provided in the question paper. Do graph questions in the place provided. Better you complete the graph questions before in hand, then there will not be mess up when you are coming to that page. With complete details and labeling, scales, etc. for the graph paper. Time data, trend analysis tables with the clear column headings and values in the corresponding row. Remember, especially for the 4 years moving average. Provide the steps with respect to the marks. Always I am telling you, 2 mark questions, don't elaborate too much. According to the marks, you have to provide the steps that will save your time. For numerical questions, leave the answers as fractions, whereas the applications try to get the answers approximately at least 2 decimal values. Always write the appropriate formula as per the value provided in the question paper. Example, EMI, if there is exponent of negative exponent values provided, use the negative exponent formula. If it is positive exponent, you have to use that formula. In growth model also, if they are given ln value, e power value, so you have to make a exponential growth model formula to proceed the questions. Remember that. Unit-wise revision and important points to remember, common mistakes to be avoided. First chapter, first unit, numbers, quantification and numerical applications. There is 5 topics are there. Modulo arithmetic. In modulo arithmetic, if A congruent B mod C, then equivalent class of A is set of values of B. Remember that the question can come like what is the values for the B or equivalent class of A. Both are same answers. Remember, equivalent class of B is set of values of A, equivalent class of A is set of values of B. And when it is higher order, higher exponent questions comes for finding the mod, you have to use the exponent property. In mod, dividend is negative or positive. Depends on the dividend only, your remainder will change. If the divisor negative or positive, no problem. Only based on the dividend, the remainder will change. Remainder is always positive. The next one is alligation and mixture. In this, the formula for the quantity of the cheaper quantity by quantity of the dearer quantity, D minus M by M minus C or M minus D by C minus M. Whatever it is, the M should come in the diagonal way. Either way, you can proceed the question. And for the after repeated dilution, what is the remaining solution? That is x into 1 minus y by x the whole power n formula. Use it properly and get the answer. In this, these 2 formulas only there. But the thing is, if the questions are given with SP, CP, mixed of values, then convert everything to cost price before proceeding the question. And there is one question like selling price of the mixture at the cost price. That question you have to consider cost price as 1 rupee to proceed that. Boats and streams. Average speed formula is total distance by total time. After deriving, you will get speed of the boat in downstream into speed of the boat in upstream divided by speed of the boat in still water. Use this formula to get the solution quickly. And usually all the questions coming, applications coming from this topic is to making the equation for the total time T1 plus T2. That means the time taken in the upstream and downstream. Based on that, you can complete all the questions. The next one is pipes and cisterns. Compulsory, there will be one case study questions or 5-mark questions from this overall first unit will come from pipes and cisterns only. So here you have to remember one important thing. When the tank is empty, total time taken to fill the tank according to the image given in the slide, 1 by x plus 1 by y minus 1 by z is equal to 1 by t. Here the t is the total time taken. But whereas the tank is full, total time taken to empty the tank, you have to write in reverse. 1 by z minus 1 by x minus 1 by y is equal to 1 by t. Remember this point. You are writing in negative way when you are emptying the tank. Total time taken for emptying the tank. These two you have to remember. And mostly the questions will come for making an equation for the fraction, the portion of the tank completed. Let's see in the slide. Time taken, like T1 time taken to complete fill by the pipe A, and T2 time for pipe A and pipe B, T3 time for pipe A, B and C. If the question comes like that, you have to write an equation like T1 time only pipe A is open, and T2 time pipe A and B is open, and T3 time all the 3 pipes are open. This will make the whole portion of the tank. It will complete the complete tank. Next, races and games. Here, one important point you should remember, if A beats B by x meters and t seconds, then definitely what is the information you are getting from that is the speed of the B is x per t meter per seconds. It will give you the speed of the B. From there, you can find out how much time taken by A to complete the race. And also, if the A beats B by 10 meters or B beats C by 20 meters, like this question comes, you have to approach in this way. A by C is equal to A by B by C by B. You can calculate and get the answer as provided in this slide. Next, numerical inequalities. In this, when you are dividing or multiplying by negative number only, the inequality will change. Remember, otherwise it is same like equations, how we are simplifying. Modulus inequalities, remember the formulas. When it is modulus x lesser than a constant, then that value, the value of the x will be between negative constant to that positive constant value. If it is greater than k, then x will be lesser than minus k and x is greater than k. Remember these two to solve the modulus inequalities questions. Both sides of the inequalities, if you are getting modulus, better you make it to the square form, square it and complete the questions. In this, one important question will come for making the inequalities in applications. That is, like for example, 40% of acid solution in 200 liters are present. When you are adding x liters of water into that, then the mixture having the acid solution 20% to 30%. This combination, you have to make an equation like this. Like in the water, only 0% of acid is there. So we are writing here 0%. Otherwise, if you are adding, suppose 30% of the acid solution with that, then you have to replace that as 30% of X plus 40% of 200 liter. So this inequality, remember to make it, because it will come in 3 marks questions. From inequalities, if there is question comes, this type of questions will come for 3 markers. Next, algebra. Unit algebra, you have 2 chapters, matrices and determinants. In matrices, the common mistakes you are doing in matrix algebra product, in the product. For addition or subtraction, the order should be same for both the matrix and the result also will be the same. But matrix product, you remember the order condition, because in application questions also, in case study and all, when you are making matrix equations, you are making blunder mistakes in that. There is like first matrix column and the second matrix row should be same. This is the main criteria. Then your resultant matrix will be first matrix row and the second matrix column. That will be the order of the resultant matrix. Remember this condition to make an equation, then only you will get a proper answer. Otherwise, the whole case study will be wrong. And symmetric and skew symmetric, you practice all the varieties of properties, whatever given in matrices and determinants, because based on that only most of the questions you have to solve. Then you can complete the questions quickly, that will be helpful for you to complete the paper on time. And properties of the transpose matrix, properties of addition and scalar multiplications. Remember, go through all the topics. And in determinants, determinant, you are doing the determinants for any row or any column. Remember, don't mix up the values. Only for first row or for first column, whatever you are doing, you complete the full process in that particular column or row. And determinants properties, what are the values I have given here, you go through that, because most of the questions coming in that, especially inverse properties also, last pre-board question also I have given like that, inverse properties, everything you have to learn. Application side, if it is coming like area of the triangle, determinant of the matrix into 1 by 2 will give you the area of the triangle. Next, calculus, it is most weightage topic unit, calculus. You have 3 chapters in that: differentiation and its application, integration and its application, and differential equations and modeling. First, differentiation. In this, you are learning this year 4 topics like higher order derivatives, derivatives of implicit functions, logarithmic differentiation, derivatives of parametric functions. Higher order derivatives, derive the first order, again one more time, it is called second order derivative. You will use that for differential equations also. That is very basics for you. You have to remember the differentiation formula, d by dx of x power n. That is the basic polynomial differentiation formula. That is nothing but n x power n minus 1. Based on that only you are completing everything. So remember, go through all the formulas first of all. Derivatives of implicit functions, the mixed of functions, like the function is with x and y values, why you cannot separate separately. That kind of questions you have to solve with implicit functions. That is also given here, go through that. And logarithmic differentiation, when you will make logarithmic differentiation, if there is a product of functions or the exponent function comes, you can use the logarithmic differentiation, taking log both the sides and differentiate. Finally, you have to give the value for dy by dx. Then derivative of parametric function, that is x with respect to another variable, y is also with another variable, then differentiate that y with respect to that variable, whatever given x, differentiate with respect to that, and finally find dy by dx. This is the concept of basic concepts only I am telling. Go through all the questions from extra questions from ML Agarwal and the reader questions, all you have to practice. Applications of derivatives. We have 4 topics in this: slope of tangent and normal, marginal cost and marginal revenue, increasing or decreasing functions, maxima and minima. Slope of tangent and normal, you should know the straight line equations. Just go through the 11th standard straight line equations formulas and all. Y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. This is what we are using for slope of the equations, equation of the tangent. So here slope is deriving the function. So function will be given, find in the equation of the slope. If they are asking, just derive the function, you will get dy by dx, and the slope of the normal will be negative reciprocal of that. Use that, you will get that. So in this, how the slope will be, dy by dx will be 0 when there is a turning points. Wherever the critical points is coming, or for the graph, when it is turned from increasing to decreasing or decreasing to increasing, the critical points will come. There the slope will be always 0, because the tangent will be parallel to x-axis. Remember that. Next, marginal cost and marginal revenue. It is an important application for especially commerce students. You must know about that. When you are deriving cost function, you will get a marginal cost. When you are deriving revenue function, you will get marginal revenue. In this, you should remember the average cost also. Average cost is nothing but dividing the cost function by the quantity. So marginal average cost is deriving the average cost function. Revenue function is price into quantity. The next topic is increasing and decreasing function. So in this, where it is increasing, one more questions can come, whether the graph is increasing or decreasing in the particular region, like that it will come. I have mentioned here in the graph, according to this graph, from -1 to 3, the graph is increasing. And from -5 to -1, it is decreasing, and also into 3 to infinity, it is decreasing, whereas -infinity to -5, it is constant. Next is maxima and minimum. A maxima, minima, either you can complete by first order derivative or the second order derivative. Either way you can proceed. If they are specifying in the question to do by particular method, follow that. So wherever the first thing is, you have to find the critical points. The critical points is nothing but dy by dx is equal to 0 make it, you will get a critical points. That means the tangent is parallel to x-axis, that you will get a critical points. So here, what is absolute maximum and minimum? When the particular interval they are giving to find absolute maximum or minimum, with that limit, how many critical points are coming, all the critical points and that limits, you have to find the value of f of x. In that, which is maximum, that is your absolute maximum, which is minimum, that is your absolute minimum. Next is integration. There is a lot of integration formulas are there. You must remember all the formulas. Integration special functions are there. That all you have to remember the formulas. And integration we are doing by three types: substitution, integration by parts, and partial fraction methods. Integration substitutions, in our reader already have given some tips for which are the functions you have to substitute. Whenever there is a square root function comes inside, what are the function is there, that you substitute as t, and log x function comes, that you can consider as t, and composite functions comes if f of g of x, like that comes, the inside function you have to make it as a t, and exponent functions f of x power m by m, nth root of functions comes, that also you can consider as t power n, like that. So these are the tips for making substitutions. Integration by parts, you have a two equation, that is especially for integrating the product of two functions. You have to make it by that equation, integral of u v dx. How to make it, the formulas are given here. For that, the first function and second function you have to identify by the ILATE. ILATE. I is inverse trigonometry, logarithmic algebra, trigonometric, and exponential. Of course, you will not get trigonometric, inverse trigonometric functions. So logarithmic, algebra, and exponential, you should know to order. In that way, you have to choose which is u and v. Special types of integration functions formulas are there. Go through that, memorize it. That will be easy for you to complete integration questions. Next, partial by partial fraction methods. There is a, b or a, b, c. How many variables you have to take for making a partial fractions? You have to decide based on the denominator, whatever in the fraction format. So make sure whether whatever you are splitted, the LCM should be equal to the denominator. Like that, you have to split that function. Go through this all the values before going to the exam. And properties of definite integrals. Definite integrals questions you have to complete by the learning properties. Properties, if you know, you can complete the questions very easily. Otherwise, it will take long time to proceed and complete. Remember, especially for example, integral of a to b f of x dx. You can apply f of a plus b minus x dx. So you will get, then I one more I, you can make 2i is equal to, by adding that two, it will simplify your work and easily you can solve that. And another one, modulus function comes. That is also you can do by a to c f of x dx. That function is modulus function comes, means you had to split that as a to b and b to c, like that. Then where the negative value comes, where the positive value comes, you can split and complete that questions. And odd and even functions. Identify odd or even and complete. If it is an odd function, you will easily get 0 as answer. And for even function, 2 times of 0 to a f of x dx, you can make it. So by knowing the property, you can complete the questions easily, quickly. That will save your time. Remember. Applications of integral. In this important, you have only consumer plus and producer plus. So that is the formula, you know. Consumer plus is integral of 0 to x naught, then d of x minus the triangle. You are subtracting the area of the rectangle from the area under the curve. Producer surplus is you are subtracting the area under the curve from the rectangle. This is the difference between consumer plus and producer plus. That means consumer plus is upper triangle, producer plus is the lower triangle. Equilibrium point is the intersecting point of the demand curve and the supply curve. Remember this all for following this. Just these two formulas you should remember for applications of integrals. Differential equations and modeling. So what is differential equation? The equation contains the x and the derivative of the y. This is called differential equations. So in this, first you should know what is order and degree and how to solve the differential equation and how to form the differential equation. These are the things we are learning in this. So differential equation, order is which order derivative is there in the question is order. That is second order derivative is there or first order derivative is there or not, you have to check. And degree is what is that higher order power is called the degree. When the degree not defined questions will come, for example, in the derivative is coming for the log of dy by dx. If it is comes like that, then degree is not defined because it is not even a differential polynomial. Differential polynomial means the derivative should not come inside the functions. That you should remember. So that is degree and order. Remember, practice like these questions. And solving the differential equation. Solving the differential equation we are doing only by variable separable method. So from the function, just separate the variables y one side, x one side, and do the integration. By integrating, you will get the answer. This is what the method of solving the differential equations. Formation of the differential equations. Always remember how many arbitrary constants are there. That will be the order of your differential equation. Then here the application is mathematical models, that exponential growth and exponential decay. Make an equation of y is equal to y naught e power kt. Like that you have to bring to the exponential growth model. Don't keep it in log itself, because in the exam they are providing only the e value. If you are making log, then it will be difficult to proceed. You are taking long time to complete that questions. What you check the sample paper answer key also, like this only they have done. So do it properly with exponential growth model. Create the exponential growth model. That steps you have to write to complete the question. Next unit is probability distribution. This is also most important topic. You have binomial distribution, Poisson distribution, and normal distribution in this. Binomial distribution, n will be a definite value, p is also limited. By that itself you can identify countable n will be number of trials will be countable. By that you can identify that. So what is the probability equation for that? Formula NCR p power r q power n minus r. And here mean is, the expected mean is NP and the variance is NPQ. Remember this. These are the difference you have to learn properly. For the binomial distribution, what will come, and Poisson distribution, what will be the mean and variance formula. You should make clear that. Next is Poisson distribution. Here the n is very large value, the number of trials or whatever it is large value, and p is comparatively very less. For that condition only we are going for Poisson distribution. Here Poisson distribution formula is e power minus lambda, lambda power r by r factorial. Lambda is nothing but your mean value. The mean will be given in the question. That is also another key to identify whether it is Poisson distribution or not. Mostly the Poisson word will be there or the mean value will be there in the question. By that you can identify it is Poisson distribution question. Here the mean is lambda only and the variance also lambda. So there binomial distribution, mean is n into p, the mu is n into p and variance is npq. Here mu is np, that is lambda, and variance is also np. Mu and variance are equal for the Poisson distribution. Next, normal distribution. Normal distribution, it is a symmetric distribution. You know that they will give the data point only, like probability of x greater than 8. Data point they will give, you have to convert to the formula. You have to find the z value. Z is x minus mu by sigma. X is data point, mu is the mean, and sigma is the standard deviation. Sigma is standard deviation. Don't confuse this formula with the inferential statistics formula, T statistic formula. Mostly you are missing this formula, you are writing there. So remember properly, this is for the normal distribution, that is T statistic is different formula. So convert to that point, then you have to find that they get the value from the Z table. Most probably they will give in the question. The Z value will be provided in the question. And suppose if it is P of Z greater than some values, you are finding for the greater than means, you know that the whole curve is total value area under the curve is 1, and from the mean, the left side 0.5, right side 0.5. So if the question is coming greater than value, means you have to subtract the Z value, Z table value from 1 to get the answer. 1 minus P of Z lesser than 0.3, whatever it is, will give you the answer for P of Z greater than 3. Next unit is inferential statistics. It is just 5 marks. Maybe it will come in 3 marks and 2 marks or 1 marks, like that questions. But inferential statistics comes, you have to follow the steps. Step 1, stating the hypothesis. Remember, you have to first write the H0 and HA. That statement is must. How we are writing, accordingly only your prediction statement will come. without writing that. If you are giving something H not rejected or accepted, it will vary how you are writing the hypothesis. Accordingly only your answer will come. So first step, state null or alternate hypothesis. Null and alternate hypothesis first you have to write. Then step 2, calculate test statistic. That is the formula T is equal to x bar minus mu by sigma by n. Don't confuse this formula with the Z table normal distribution formula. X bar is the mean of the sample mean, and mu is the population mean, and sigma population standard deviation or sample standard deviation you can use for S by n. N is the sample size. Then you have to fix the degree of freedom. Degree of freedom is nothing but n minus 1. Then according to that, compare. The last step is compare the test value with the alpha, T alpha value what is provided in the question paper. That is based on the level of significance, everything they will provide the value. You have to compare the value, and based on whether first tail or two tail distribution, you have to decide the hypothesis rejected or accepted. This is what the steps you must follow to complete the question, whether it is 2 mark or 3 mark, whatever it is. Next, time-based data. In this, moving average and fit straight line trend. These are the two types of questions will come for 5 mark or 3 mark questions. It will come from there. And some 1 mark questions will be there to ask which kind of it is trend analysis, whether it is cyclic or seasonal, irregular, like that questions will come. You are doing mistakes mostly in the 4-year moving average trend analysis. You have to write the values properly in the place where it is comes. For example, the final data should come in the 3rd row for the 3rd data, and in the graph you have to make it the given value and also what you have finded. The headings and the finding value, everything write properly. Don't do the calculation mistakes here. And fitting straight line trend. Here, if they are asking to tabulate the trend values only, you have to make the last table, last row, column of YT. Otherwise, if they are asking for only the particular X value, particular year, then that only you have to find. Remember the A and B formula, how to find out. Don't do mistakes in this. It's all easily you can gain marks in these topics. Next, financial mathematics. Easy scoring topic it is, because it is having more value weightage. 15 marks are there, but comparatively very less quantity compared to calculus. So easily you can gain marks in this topic. Remember all the formulas. You have perpetuity, sinking fund, EMI, and effective rate, nominal rate of interest, and CAGR. Then depreciation. Depreciation you have only linear method. All formulas you should remember, and always they will give the exponent values, higher exponent values they will give in the question. Try to get the answer. Don't leave as a fraction because it is application. You must try to get the answer. That's what I'm telling you. Get the log table. If you want log table, kindly approach the invigilators and complete these questions. Remember all the formulas. Next, final unit, linear programming. Linear programming, I have given you an example in the slide. These are the steps. You must write the constraints. Constraints, don't forget x greater than equal to 0 and y greater than or equal to 0. That is default for all the question it will come. So it is default, so you are not writing. If you are writing only, you will get complete marks, because 3 mark questions without the graph they will ask to write only the constraints. You have to write only that 4 statement and objective functions, you will get 3 marks. Easily you can gain the marks. So don't simply lose that values x greater than 0 and y greater than 0 inequalities. And you have to write an inequality, remember, because it is you are making a region. You have to find the region solution. It is not equation. So you had to write the inequalities. After finding the constraints, you have to make inequalities, objective functions you have to write. And after plotting the graph, the scale and the corner points, everything you have to mention in the graph. Then this corner table, like for all the points, what is your objective function value? That everything you have to give. These are the 3 details should be there in the answer paper. Graph, constraints, and the values for all the corner points. What is the objective values, and whether maximum they are asking or minimum you are asking, you have to give. Only this much. Hope I completed all the topics, important topics, and what are the basic mistakes you are doing, everything I covered. Prepare well. Saturday your exam is coming. Do well. This is from Indian Community School, Kuwait. All the best.